Do you sometimes struggle with your weight loss because of social pressure? Hey, that's perfectly normal. We often struggle when a friend offers us a home-cooked treat or a family member offers us a second helping when we think they'd be offended if we refused. It's a situation dieters find themselves in every day. But how can you deal with these social pressures and still lose weight? In today's video, I'm going to share my top tips to get you through these situations easily. Let's go. In the modern world, social pressure is everywhere. And it can be so frustrating and mentally draining when you feel your health goals are constantly being sabotaged. Later in this video, I'm going to share 7 tips with you on how to deal with social pressure. But first, let's talk about what it is. During a weight loss journey, you're not only constantly confronted with perfect bodies and unrealistic expectations on one side, but you're also pressured not to lose the weight because it makes those around you super uncomfortable. But first, it's important to understand that the goal in losing weight isn't to develop a supermodel appearance or to look perfect, because it's very unlikely that you will. If you set that expectation for yourself out of the gate, you're going to still be really unhappy even after you've lost the weight, and that is a terrible feeling. I remember talking with a client, Lisa, and she is a photographer. She was super excited when I sat down with her that she was gonna drop 80 pounds. She told me that when she hit the 50-pound mark, she would be jumping for joy and so excited. Well, I sat with Lisa at the 50-pound down mark and she was still unhappy. She said she looked in the mirror and that her legs looked stocky and she didn't like the way that her arms looked and that she was really disappointed. And so I had to help her recognize the huge changes that she made in her life. She could now bend down and play with her kids. She could take the pictures from angles that she couldn't take before she started her journey. She had actually scheduled a trip to go up to Alaska and take pictures of all these wild animals, and there was no way that she could even fit on an airplane seat without an extender and be comfortable before she started. And so together, I helped her realize that she is beautiful and that it doesn't matter what she expects in her mind from what her body looks like. She has to remember the feeling that came from her dropping that weight and being able to do so much more with her life. Remember that you lose weight to improve your health. You let go of that excess fat weight to allow that one body you've been given to have the energy and capacity to move you around this world so that you can experience the greatest life adventure possible. Get your expectations to be realistic and focus on appreciating your amazing body and all its imperfections, which makes you unique and beautiful. Second, it's really important to understand why your closest friends and family may try to sabotage your best intentions. It could be because they've failed at past weight loss attempts and it makes them feel guilty or full of shame seeing you succeed. If they can encourage you to fail as well, it makes them feel a lot better. Other folks may feel like they should be making a change themselves and seeing you do it, and it makes them feel bad about themselves. Your success points directly to their insecurities. Others are just resistant to change, and some have very, very strong beliefs about how to go about weight loss. Everyone and their brother professes to be a nutrition expert these days, and they try to force their beliefs on you, uncomfortable that you've found success in another way that can discount their strong beliefs. The most important thing to remember is that these are all just others' insecurities showing up. It is how they cope with emotions that are uncomfortable for them to feel. It really has nothing to do with you at all. So hang on with me here, and I'm going to give you some tips to get through and not become demotivated or discouraged. First, do your very best to surround yourself by the people who support you to better yourself. These are your true friends anyway. Look at this as a good way to prune out those who might not need to be in your circle anymore. Remember that who you surround yourself with is who you become. Our environment is always way more stronger than our willpower. So it's very important that you get yourself in a social environment that supports your well-being and doesn't sabotage it. So number 2 is I want you to be prepared. Planning ahead is so important when you're making changes in your life. I want you to know where you're going, who's gonna be there, and if you're dining out, I want you to look at the menu beforehand. And I tell all of our clients this. If you're going to go out to a restaurant and you know the restaurant beforehand, this is awesome because you're gonna take a look at the menu before you go and select what you're gonna order so that when you get to the restaurant and your friends are ordering whatever the heck they want, maybe your willpower's a little low, you're a little bit tired, you already know that food that you're gonna order and you're gonna be super confident in it. I talk a lot about this and give you a lot of tips in my book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, which, by the way, I left a link below that if you click, you can get a copy of the book for free. So go do that and you'll find lots of extra tips. Number 3, don't go into any social event being hungry. It's just like if you go to the grocery store and you're hungry, you put all those extra things in your cart. I don't want you to go to any social event feeling the same way. I always want you to have a snack before you go. Protein forward, some kind of healthy fat, so that when you get there, you could eat if you want to. You could eat if there's something good there for you, but you also don't have to because you're not ravenous. Number 4, share with your friends beforehand. Consider that. Let them know what you need rather than asking for it. So for example, I've been focusing on getting healthier and I'm losing some weight. I'll be needing your support tonight and I don't want any pressure. I'm so grateful for your support and I know I can always count on you to have my back. I want to tell you about my client, Julie. She had a big group of friends. She was really a little bit nervous as to if they were going to support her, and she had 123 pounds to drop. And so she went and she told her group of friends that she was going to make a huge transformation and that she needed them to have her back. And oh my gosh, she became even stronger with the friends that supported her. There were a few friends that she recognized just didn't need to be in her circle anymore. And she dropped 123 pounds and is amazing, looks so beautiful, and really just kind of came out as a butterfly. 5. Focus on your emotions rather than the outcomes. So for example, I'm strengthening my willpower. Eating this way makes me feel so empowered instead of I'm losing weight. You know, it's harder for folks to judge your emotions while it's easier for them to express their opinion about outcomes. And oftentimes we over-exaggerate in our mind how we think our friends and family are gonna take it. Most often, they're gonna be there and they're gonna be there to support you and see big positive change in your life. Number 6, don't share everything if you don't want to. Not all your friends and family have to know all the details if you don't want to share it. You could let them know that you're focusing on your gut lately and that certain foods just don't make it feel good. That's true. You're focusing on strengthening your immune system and certain foods just don't support it. That's totally true too. And before I jump into this last tip, I want to remind you to subscribe below because I have videos coming out every week that have a ton of tips to help you succeed in your weight loss and nutrition and health goals. Number 7, realize that this journey is about you and it is 100% okay to say no, even to your grandma's homemade pie. Research shows that the happiest and most compassionate people have boundaries. You know, Brené Brown says this all the time. These are your boundaries and having them doesn't make you unkind. If you come forward from your heart with your boundaries, in love and gratitude for the change that you're making in yourself, then everything else will fall into alignment and everything will be okay. Even if you can handle all the mental pressures from your environment, sometimes weight gain just isn't your fault. In this video, I'm going to explain to you in detail how most people are trying to lose weight without changing their fundamentals. Let's dive in. See you there.